Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerdlings of all ages, I can only apologize that this is the last round where it's still a best of one, because this is just as epic as the previous match. Spawning on Frost in the bottom right-hand position, representing Team Liquid.net, it is the red Zerg player, Snute. Or Snute, if you prefer the official pronunciation. His opponent, representing AT Gaming and just taking out veteran Protoss player Tails in the round of 32. He is the blue Terran in the top left-hand corner, and is uThermal. Pretty sick match incoming. Frost is a pretty big macro map as well. So this is going to be most excellent indeed. Snute going for hatch first, and then going to be grabbing gas, potentially going into pool straight after that. It's going to be a little while before the players know where each other are. Now, all the way back in the early days of Frost, stay a while and listen, says Joro. Frost ended up being quite a popular map to early pool on. We're talking like pre-Legacy of the Void, right? Like ages ago. Because the map was so big, you tended to get people going like CC first in old metas and stuff like that. And an early pull was like, well, I have a 33% chance, or 50% chance when it wasn't spawning a horizontal and you could only spawn vertical. I have a 50% chance of like knocking them out super early in the game. And because the map's so large, there's actually a chance to transition out of it. So there was an element of early pool trolling going on all the way back in the early days of Frost. Now, of course, this doesn't happen anymore. And we are in cross positions as well, so obviously I'm quite glad that nothing like that is happening. uThermal moving out across the map with his first Reaper of the game. Snute gonna be chilling. Just chilling. Got his second base up, gonna be getting Zergling speed. That's actually more important on a larger map as well. If those Lings need to chase a Reaper or any other unit across the map, it's gonna be particularly useful. And look at this. It's like, I know what you do. I know what you did last game, is what he's saying there. There's the Rorschach diagram by the looks of things. That actually looks a little bit like a frog to me, but I don't know what you guys think. It could also be a crown, of course. Or it could be a turnip or beetroot. I'm liking the idea that it's a beetroot. Queen goes for a nice little joyride. Righty-ho. Ooh, hello, hello, hello. And we have Dat Carapace upgrade being researched from Snute. That is natural expansion. We'll be keeping an eye on that, no doubt. In the meantime, Snute has now spotted that his opponent is basically in cross positions because he's done that by process of elimination. This one Reaper is continuing to be as annoying as humanly possible. I wonder if you can, like, put a mine right there to get the queen on the edge of the cliff and then, you know, shove her down to the bottom so it takes forever for her to get back to her brood. I wonder if that's a thing. I certainly haven't seen it in a recent game. Oh, and the Reaper gets away. Nice placement, by the way, of the mine there. Super, super important. Because it means that if the Zerglings were to give chase, he has a little bit more time to get away. Hey, there we go. And he's going to need all that time. Yep. Finally managing to heal himself. I need to be careful once the Zerglings have speed. We have a little bit of a run by inside the natural expansion now. Not quite able to get any of the mules, but denying an awful lot of mining time here. Looks like an SCV or two will get taken down as well. That's 3 going down so far. Oh, we do have a wall. There are some small problems with this wall, folks. They generally involve it not being up. And this... Oh, man. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, man. This is really sad for uThermal. He does not want to be this far behind and potentially losing the game purely because you've got the Razor Supply Depot. That hurts. That's 8 SCVs dead. 38 to 25 as far as worker count is concerned in favor of Snute, who has taken his 3rd base as well. That's going to suck. Sacking almost all of those Zerglings in that attack was completely worth it for that much of an advantage this early on in the game. Dear, oh dear. T-Bot, thank you very much. Welcome to the channel, man, and I hope you enjoyed it. I've been casting StarCraft 2 since 2011. That's right. I'm esports uncle as far as StarCraft 2 is concerned. So I hope you're enjoying the cast. We're sort of reaching the stage, actually, in StarCraft where a lot of people don't even remember the events I used to cast at, which is kind of refreshing in a way because it means casting these online cups is actually quite fun. So I did MLG in 2012-2013, MLG GSL, the IPL 5 finals in Las Vegas was great. The WCS Asia finals And then I think 2 Dream Hacks and 3 IEMs. So I've been around the block a little bit, but I also have a full-time job elsewhere. So I'm that part-time guy. But lovely to meet you. I hope you enjoy, and hopefully I'll be back at some events at some point very soon as well. And we have Siege Tank Leapfrog going on here. And these queens have to be careful. Actually, 4 queens combined might be able to take this. uThermal's being very cheeky. There we go. Leapfrog is now going backwards. This is actually quite funny. Some of the queens are actually getting quite low, but there are transfusions available. Oh, lol. I have Zerglings. I'm going to cheat. That is actually the equivalent of a StarCraft cheat code on this. And all the while, we have 3 bases fully up and running for Snute, by the way. And this Siege Tank drop is particularly important because it keeps the Zerg occupied. There are basically no other units with which uThermal can attack right now because he's busy replenishing his economy. This is super difficult for uThermal right now, but he's doing a very good job. He's continuing to produce 3 SCVs at a time because he has got the triple command center down now, but he hasn't yet put the 3rd CC in its resting place. So he's unable to mine from 3 bases. Now we have the Liberator harass. Going to be following up with the Siege Tank. I actually wonder if the Siege Tanks are going to end up over here as well. That would be pretty cool. The queens are going around the side. Oh, sick. Sick moves from uThermal here. This is... You can do so much with 4 units, provided you micro like an absolute god. And it looks like the Liberator's going to get sacrificed here, but not before they kill off a queen or 2. Ooh, actually saving one of the Liberators as well. Man, this is so sick. Let's take a look at the units lost tab. Snute cannot be happy considering basically 4 units, 6 if you count the medevacs. Kept him occupied for this long. The 3rd base is finally going to go down for uThermal. He's still an 88 supply versus 93 for the Zerg, so by no means is this like, oh my god, this is crazy, he's stomping all over Snute this game. Because that early run by into the main base did hurt an awful lot. But he's definitely stayed in the game. He's getting a lot more barracks incoming. He's got +1 in stim. 1-1 and stim, about to complete here. But bear in mind that +1 range attack and carapace is already complete for Snute. So he's planning for his army composition a little bit later in the game. There is a potential chance that we could see some Hydras. Hydras, Roaches, the usual lot. But he's going Infestors. Oh, this is going to be fun. So Liquid Snute here deciding that the best way to win this game is to plant an army in one place. Meanwhile, the 2 Hero Siege Tank... Oh my god. Hero Siege Tank with 3 hit points. I like how... You should be able, by the way, to... No! Oh god, that was so close. You should be able to target the Siege Tank the medevac is carrying. So if this Siege Tank is on 3 hit points, I want to target the Siege Tank, have it blow up, and take the medevac with it. Why can't that be a thing? I play Terran, and I'd want that to be a thing. That would be pretty sick. In the meantime, this Lyote is down to skin and bones. Look at that. Oh, okay, it's the stripes on the back. I thought that was like a Halloween Lyote, and those were like its ribs or something, but clearly not. Now that we've taken a good, close look at it. Scan going down to pick off the creep trimmers over here on the bottom side. Oh no! Hero Siege Tank, why you do this? Medevac driver, there is much cursing your name today after all that was good that you did previously. Unfortunately now, a little bit of a shame. Alright, he needs to get all 3 of these active creep trimmers here. That's going to be the minimum goal of this drop. He does do that. If he picks off these 2 as well, that'll be a bonus. Oh wow, he's going for it. There's the active creep trimmer there, though. He doesn't quite pick that off. Nice try. And Snute manages to thwart uThermal now. He's got a full quarter of the map covered by creep. And he's moving across the center as well. So there's a really good creep spread coming out from Snute. He's also taking his 5th base over here on the bottom left location, hoping that it's a little bit out of the way for uThermal to go and attack. uThermal is thinking about that very thought, though, right now. And is that a scan to pick off creep in the middle of the map? It is, but unfortunately the creep spread over here as well. He's going to need a 2nd scan towards a watchtower. Oh, and Snute sees absolutely everything as well, so he knows exactly what he's dealing with. He can basically count the number of siege tanks too and knows he has to defend in this position. Here he comes first. He doesn't want to give Snute time to set up. Here come the fungal growths. An excellent fungal growth on top of all of those medevacs. Oh, good. Oh, crap. That's it. Every single medevac goes down. At the beginning of that engagement, 2 out of 3 of the infestors actually stay alive there. Well, there's only 1 left in the back now, but there is no healing for this army. Every single stim is basically poisoned to uThermal as far as this is concerned, and Snute takes a commanding lead in this best of 1. He's now at 160 supply versus 105, and he's pushing forward. There is a single medevac with uThermal's army. The start of that engagement with the fungal growth, with the Ravager shots, on top of all those medevac siege tank combinations, absolutely nailed it for Snute, and that's going to be it. Liquid Snute, ladies and gentlemen, moves on to the round of 8 with a clinical demolition at the end there of AT Gaming's uThermal.